Hey man, what it do? This your boy K Smooth, man, coming to you with another video. Boxing Talk 100. Today is, Thursday, December 4th. And I just wanted to, get on some boxing, talk about boxing right quick. Lamont Roach versus Pitbull Cruz. Predictions for this fight coming up. I'll tell you this, man. It's gonna go like this, man. I'll tell you this. I'm gonna keep it real as I can be. That goddamn Pitbull Cruz ain't no joke. I'm gonna tell you flat out, man. Pitbull Cruz is not no motherfucking joke. To be able to go against Lamont Roach. Y'all see, the fight with him and, Gervonta Tank Davis. If you ask me, I thought he beat, Gervonta, It could have been able to put him in an even more position, being able to beat Gervonta Davis. We know about the knee, from Gervonta, that should have been a point, in boxing, to be able to give to Lamont. And Lamont would have probably, went on ahead and won that fight. But Boxing Association, the refs and all that, they see Tank as being who he is. Of that boxer, I don't know, they just let Tank have his way, Was Tank getting beat in that Lamont Roach fight? Of course. He got beat to the punch. He got figured out. The IQ of Lamont was phenomenal when you talk about landing the punch on, on Gervonta. Lamont did everything in his power to be able to have the IQ to be able to, try to win against Tank. Everything that he did that night was just perfect. Out jabbing Tank, being able to beat Tank to the punch, whether it's throwing a hook, right punch, to the head or whatever you want to call it. Great footwork, great defense. The defense was right there. This is what we talk about when we talk about championship level. Being able to stand, in front of your opponent and bang it out. This is something Gervonta Tank Davis ain't never seen. Now, I'll go back to that fight, man. I don't know if he was just favoring. This is what I tell the people about, the Lamont Roach. Because I can't say, when we seen it, of course, the fans going to be like, Roach, beat Tank, But I can't say for Tank if he was trying to make it a draw. Y'all gonna make it make sense in a minute. I'm gonna make it make sense. I don't know if he was trying to make it just a draw with Lamont Roach because of, them being back home and so close, Yeah, Roach from DC area and Tank is from Baltimore, so that's right there in the mix of the area where they call the DMV. Along, you got the other side of New York and all that shit, the Bronx and different sanctions, of New York, Baltimore, in that area, Cincinnati, on the East Coast, you know what I'm saying? Them boys on the East Coast. But did Tank, you got to ask a question, was Tank being too nice to, Lamont Roach in that fight? Because I felt like he was trying to, be like, hey, let's take this draw. Let's let bygones be bygones. And we call it just for what it is. Coming at the bottom, if that's how y'all feel, that's how I feel. I feel like Tank actually, how did they say it? He actually, nigga, I'm helping your ass out for I won't beat your ass. There's a word for it, but I can't call it out right now. But that's just how I feel, man. I feel like Tank was showing, he was respecting, Roach a little bit too much going into that fight. Families, knowing families. That's just how close they was. You got to ask yourself a question. Did Tank really want to hurt Roach? Or did you see Roach as a brother? that you didn't want to beat up and win against. You know, Boxing Talk 100, man, I don't know if it's just me, but it's just a little shit that I'm pointing out. Now, let's get back to, you know, Gervonta, you know what I'm saying? You know, because we got to be able to talk about Gervonta, because Gervonta beat Roach and he had a draw against Lamont. So you would think Lamont Cruz is favored against, you know, Isaac Cruz in this matchup, you know, coming up. You would think he's definitely favored, you know what I'm saying? But you got to think about it, you know, Cruz, he been there. He has a little bit more experience than, you know, Roach, you know what I'm saying? Just being able to have a start from 135 to 140, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we could say about, you know, Isaac Cruz, he made history when he beat, you know, a good boxer like Rolly Romero, you know what I'm saying? He made history. That's what put, you know, Cruz's name on the map, you know what I'm saying? Because when you think about Rolly ain't no easy fucking, you know, win, you know what I'm saying, to be able to go against and try to fight to be able to win against. Rolly ain't that fucking easy. Especially being a champion, you know, now at, you know, 140. Well, he's at 147, excuse me. But it just moving up from 140 to 147. You know, being able to, you know, compete for world titles, you know, for what Rolly's doing right now, you know what I'm saying? Having the name. 147, being the WBA champion at 147. I mean, it's different weight classes, but we got to be able to look at that, you know what I'm saying? You know, the fights that, you know, Isaac Cruz, you know who he just beat. A good old Rolly Romero. So, with Roach and Tank fighting, having a draw, with Roach, you know, being able to do what he did and almost winning against Tank, I mean, that's a little bit of my respect, you know what I'm saying? Don't necessarily mean that you still went in there and took care of business, because you didn't. Lamont Roach. A draw is a draw. They see it how they see it, you know what I'm saying? You didn't beat Tank and Tank didn't beat you. But Isaac motherfucking Cruz, he beat Rolly. That's something big right there. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you're talking about 140 to 147. Isaac Cruz, he did beat fucking Rolly. You know what I'm saying? And that's good enough for me to be like, all right, this fight, you know, with Isaac and Roach is a 50-50 type of fight. You know, it's a 50-50 type of fight. I'm calling it, you know. You know, when I talk about, you know, Roach, you know what I'm saying? Roach is... He got, you know, he's going to come in disciplined, you know what I'm saying? First time to be able to go to 140 to be able to make history. You got to be understand now, Roach, listen to me now. If you go and do this and beat Cruz, you know what's next. Boxing Talk 100, you know what I'm about to, boy, you know what I'm about to say. Gary Antoine Russell motherfucking Jr. No, not Junior. It could be Junior or it could be Gary Antoine. Supposedly you were supposed to fight the big brother, you know what I'm saying, Gary Antoine Russell, you know what I'm saying? That would have been a good fight back home as well. You know, another fighter, Gary Antoine Russell and his siblings, brothers and shit. They also from that area, the DMV, you know what I'm saying, from that side. So, when you talk about, you know, I just seen an interview with, you know, Gary Antoine Russell, you know what I'm saying? He damn near, you know, they legends. When you, however you call it, Gary, you know what I'm saying, he showed the blueprint for his family, you know what I'm saying, Junior. You know, when his dad was here, when everybody was here, and all the other ones that's being pups, you know, they had to watch and learn. You know, Gary Antoine Russell and his, you know, whoever is under him. I don't know all the brothers, but I know it's Gary Jr. and Antoine that's boxing. And they got another older brother that could have been boxing, you know, who was a trainer. And then they have another, you know, brother that's, you know, that was boxing as well. I forgot his name. I think his name Antonio. I'm not too for sure, but I think it's Antonio Russell. You know, but These fighters are caliber fighters. When you talk about the Russells, you know what I'm saying, they gonna come out and bang. You know what I'm saying, they have proven themselves and they have given a name. When you talk about being technical and fighters, you know, brothers that can whoop your ass, these the brothers who I'm talking about. These fucking Russells. Now, going back to Lamont, I just seen an interview with, you know, Gary Antoine Russell, you know, calling out, you know what I'm saying, Lamont Roach. I don't think he don't fuck with Lamont. When you know, when you talk about coming up in the, you know what I'm saying, as kids, you know what I'm saying, boxing and, you know, traveling and they going and, you know what I'm saying, you know, making these fights, you know what I'm saying, and putting on for these amateur fights or whatever, how you want to call it. And being able to spar, you know, having these sparring sessions. Russell said he been whooping the shit out of, you know, Lamont Cruz. He don't fuck with Lamont Cruz. I don't know what it is. Lamont Cruz been talking that shit. You know what I'm saying? Being able to get on Gary nerve for whatever reason, being able to get on Gary Antoine Russell's nerves. He said, if you get through Isaac Cruz, I want you to call me out. I respect that from Gary Antoine Russell, because it shows at 140. I mean, Lamont, you at 140. The winner should be able to fight, you know, Gary Antoine Russell. Gary Antoine Russell got to fight day 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got to handle business, which is a no name, but I'm sure he gonna get through that name. You know what I'm saying? Whoever it is at 140. You know. Gary got a belt. Gary Antoine Russell got a belt. Isaac Cruz, you know what I'm saying? You know, Lamont Roach, you know what I'm saying? They get to potentially get a fight with Gary Antoine Russell, who, you know, depending on who wins that fight. Gary ain't no punk, man. Lamont, he'll be able to show that if he's comfortable at 140 to be able to compete. If not, you know what I'm saying, you ain't going to be able to compete. You know, this ends right now, you know, against Isaac Cruz. Or Isaac Cruz, it shows that you're not going to be able to compete at 140. This is going to be a terrific fight, man. Comment at the bottom and let me know who y'all think going to win the fight against, you know, Lamont Cruz versus, you know, Isaac Cruz. I mean, I keep saying Lamont Cruz. I mean, Lamont Roach, excuse me, versus Isaac Cruz. Lamont Cruz, my bad. Lamont Roach versus Isaac Cruz. Let me know and comment at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Let me know who y'all think gonna win this fight coming up, man. Let me know who y'all think gonna win this fight. Isaac Cruz, that little short motherfucking Mexican, man, he ain't nothing to play around with. When you talk about power, he definitely got power. I favor, you know, Lamont Roach with being more sharper, hoping to land, you know, being able to box on the outside. Don't try to bang, don't try to have the inside bang session with, you know what I'm saying, you know, Isaac Cruz. He a beast in that inside and could catch your ass on that temple. Maul your ass out like that dog he, you know, portrayed that pit bull. 100%. If you get up close with Isaac Cruz, he gonna maul your ass. You know what I'm saying? Lamont Roach. Now, if you box on the outside and use your jabs, use your combination, that's gonna give Pitbull, you know what I'm saying, a lot of trouble. And I say this because Lamont Roach is like, what, 5'9", 5'8". Cruz is what, 5'7", 5'6". So he got a, you know, a height, you know what I'm saying, you know, being able to have that advantage on, you know, Cruz. Stay on the outside of the box. Don't try to, if you bang with Isaac Cruz, the shit over with. Boxing Talk 100. Boxing Talk 100. I'm trying to tell y'all how this shit gonna go. If Lamont Cruz be hard-headed and you bang in there with, you know what I'm saying, Isaac Cruz, you're gonna get caught. Lamont Roach. Right on the motherfucking temple. All because you want to be hard-headed. And yeah, Lamont got hands, but Cruz, he hard-headed. He can take punches. When you talk about good guard, you know what I'm saying, he got a perfect phenomenal, you know, defense guard that you can't try to break through. Lamont is more open, you know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I say that shit. And so Cruz could easily do like a roundhouse punch and catch, you know, Lamont. Don't say I didn't say this, Boxing Talk 100. You know, you're going to have to listen, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're going to have to make it a dogfight as well, Lamont Roach. You're going to have to make it a dogfight. If you can't make it a dogfight with, you know what I'm saying, Isaac Cruz, man, this shit going to be painful in the later rounds. Eventually, you know, Cruz could, you know, he could break down, you know, Lamont. This is going to be something that Lamont ain't going to be used to, because y'all got to remember, from 135 to 140, being able to, you know what I'm saying, step his foot in that door, you know what I'm saying, Lamont Roach. You know, Cruz been there. You know, Cruz is very disciplined when it comes to this shit, you know what I'm saying, championship mode. Ain't nothing to play around with when it comes to, you know, being that fucking disciplined and showcasing his talents on the championship stage. Isaac Sir Cruz. That little motherfucker, man, from Mexico, ain't no joke. It's a 50-50 fight, man. That's just what I'm calling it, you know what I'm saying, a 50-50 fight. I think if Lamont Roach could, you know, outsmart, you know, Cruz and box well, it ain't just about boxing either. It's about landing, you know, efficiently with power punches, being able to hurt, you know what I'm saying, flash punches, however you want to call it, to be able to stagger your opponent. You know what I'm saying? Got to be able to daze your opponent, you know what I'm saying? Is Roach going to be able to have the will to daze, you know, Cruz? Because if Cruz eat through Lamont's punches, it's over with for Lamont Roach. You got to do that same shit that you did to Tank when y'all fought, you know what I'm saying, Lamont Roach. If you can't do that shit to Isaac, what you did to Tank, it's going to be a long night for you, you know what I'm saying, Lamont Roach. Boxing Talk 100. I could see that fight a draw, but something tells me I lean a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Oh, man, it's a 50-50 to me, man. I ain't going to be biased or anything. The money, you got to go and take this shit. If you want this shit, you got to go take this shit, and I don't think it's going to be that easy to be able to take that shit. You got to have flash punches all night to be able to outland Cruz. And something for my mind just won't register getting past Cruz. I don't know, Lamont, I don't want to disrespect you like that, but you know what I'm saying? My mind don't register, you know what I'm saying, you getting past, you know, motherfucking Isaac Sir Cruz. Cruz is tough. This gonna be the vacant WBC Junior Lightweight Championship at 140-pound division. So it's up for grabs. WBC title. /50. That's what I got on this fight. It could go either way. I just have to put it out there, man. I just want y'all to comment, you know what I'm saying? This shit, like I said, man, if you are new to my channel, you know what I'm saying, checking me out, make sure you subscribe to your boy, you know what I'm saying? And make sure you hit that like button. That's what it's all about, you know what I'm saying? I respect and I appreciate y'all, you know what I'm saying, watching the video, but make sure you hit the like button, you know what I'm saying? You know, we all got to be able to be supportive, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, we all ain't going to agree, you know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion versus, you know, your opinion, you know what I'm saying? But if your opinion is better than mine, comment at the bottom and let me know what's up, you know, with this fight coming up. You know, be quiet and go back there. But yeah, let me know, you know what I'm saying? Comment at the bottom and let me know what y'all think about this fight, man. Lamont Roach, you got to come out and box. I'm talking about boxing so phenomenal that you don't got no choice but to go up on the scorecards. Who gonna be the first one to get knocked down? Let's talk about knockdowns. Who gonna be the first one to get hit and smothered? Because whoever started getting hit first, well, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be like a evenly chess match, and then we gonna see who get their shit broken through with a crack punch. This is where you got to be able to see who likes to get hit and who don't get hit. You know, hit and not to get hit. You know what I'm saying? This is what this sport is all about: to hit and not get hit. So we're gonna see whose IQ is, you know, on point. You know what I'm saying? Roach versus Cruz. It's gonna be a tough one, man. I like both fighters, you know what I'm saying? I got so much respect for Cruz because he done showed me, you know what I'm saying, being able to fight, you know, not only just, you know, getting through Rolly, but we gotta go and talk about him fighting, you know, Tank. When they fought, Tank beat him, but it was barely. They asked Tank after that fight, did he want a rematch with Isaac Sir Cruz? And he said, hell the fuck no. With a quickness, he said, hell no. And this what Tank said, away from Cruz. Because Cruz is just that goddamn tough. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. He got the will to go in there as being a great champion. Being able to get past Roach. You know, that's why this makes up a good fight. You know what I'm saying? Roach, you better bring it. Don't ball up against no Cruz. You're going to see how tough Cruz is, smothering you and coming with them, you know, unloading, you know, power punches. He going to come out and unload on your motherfucking ass, Roach. I'm talking about crazy unload with a great defensive guard ready to punch on some shit. So don't come with that simple boxing and, you know, simple, you know, shit, because he coming with that shit. Hooks and roundhouses and, you know, you better come out banging. From the start of the bell, you better come out banging, Lamont Roach. Because if not, coming with that simple boxing, and if you start late, you know, with trying to warm up, you know what I'm saying, with being physical and try to land some powerful shit, it's gonna be over with. Cruz gonna be already in that mode. Now, if Cruz don't come in that mode and he let Lamont do his shit, you know what I'm saying, then it's gonna be an easy night for Lamont to be able to outbox, you know what I'm saying, Cruz. I don't think you gonna knock out Cruz because he tough something bitch. This would be the first time, like Lamont Roach said, you know what I'm saying, this would be the first time Isaac Cruz gets stopped. I don't believe that shit. Cruz too fucking tough. You can't make me believe that motherfucking shit. Rolly is motherfucking tough and motherfucking Gervonta Tank is tough. Roach, you mean to tell me that you gonna go do that? I got to see this. I got to see it. Because it's just hard for me to be able to believe against a motherfucking like Isaac Cruz. But it's going to be a good fight, man. You know? Like I said, you know, Lamont Roach can make history. Go and grab that belt. You had 140. You go and grab that belt from, you know, Isaac Cruz. I'm expecting for you to be able to call out Gary Antoine Russell Jr. That has that belt over there as well. He has a belt. You know? I think he has a WBA belt. It's one of them belts that he got over there, you know, at 140 as a true champion. You know, so at 140, Richardson Hitchens got a belt. I think he got the IBF belt. Gary Antoine Russell got the WBA belt. Lamont and Cruz get to fight for the WBC title belt. So, you know, 140 is heating up right now. Along with, you know, Frank Martin being at 140 now and Keyshawn, you know, Davis being at 140, you know what I'm saying? And other fighters that I think he getting ready to fight Albert. He want Albert or something like that. You know, he signed with, you know, Jay Prince. So You know, he had a back, you know, brawl, you know, in the hallway with these brothers, Albert. So I think they're gonna try to make that fight if y'all don't know what's going on against Keyshawn, so he can get through. You know, they thought it was some bullshit that, you know, a cheap shot that he took on that boxer. So they want to try to put that together to be able to settle the score. You know, with Keyshawn, you know, Davis. You know, start there. You know, that's where you got to start to move your way up at 140. You know, Gary Antoine Russell. You got Richardson, Richardson Hitchens, Gary Antoine Russell, Richardson Hitchens. You got Isaac Cruz. You got Lamont Roach. I mean, 140 is fucking stacked. You still got Regis Prograis. You still got, you know, a lot of these fighters. Josh Taylor. You still. I'm telling you, 140 is where it's at. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a lot of shit in 2026 that's going to be unfolding. You know, you still got Gary Russell. Like Antoine said, you know, to Lamont Roach. This is what Gary Antoine Russell said in that interview to Lamont Roach about his big brother. If you feel like that nigga was old, you know, go ahead and retire him or whatever he said, you know what I'm saying? Don't talk about, you know what I'm saying, being in the fight with Gary if you feel like, you know, you can beat him, or if you feeling like you can't, or you just talking shit, you know what I'm saying? You got to fight one of them. You know what I'm saying? Lamont Roach, if you get past, you know what I'm saying, Isaac Cruz. You got to fight one of them. And that's why I respect, you know, Gary Antoine Russell. He said that, he pretty much saying, take your pick. Call me out or fight my brother, you know, who you should have been made a fight with a long time ago. Now it's dangerous for, you know, Lamont Roach, because he got Gary Antoine Russell that's mad, and that some bitch want to eat him up. No homo, you know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about with these fucking hands. He don't like Roach for Roach talking shit. You know, for whatever he did, he do not like, you know what I'm saying, Lamont Roach. Gary Antoine Russell. So that's just my take on it, man. You know, with the Russells, man, you know, with Roach. You get past, you know what I'm saying, Isaac Sir Cruz, then you go and fight and call out Gary Antoine Russell. That's the fight at 140. You know what I'm saying? Belt versus belt. It'd be a unification match. And if not, it'd be Isaac Cruz versus Gary Antoine Russell. That's a dangerous fight as well, because they both gonna bang. 100%. I mean, if you a Gary Antoine Russell, you gotta understand that against Pitbull Cruz. That's something that you can't, you know, because this is a fight. Somebody gotta win. You can't just. The only thing I can say about Russell, you can't just call out, you know what I'm saying, Lamont Roach, you know what I'm saying, call out the winner as well, you know what I'm saying, Gary Antoine Russell, for whoever win that fight. Don't just, you know, put Lamont, you know, Roach under the rug either, you know what I'm saying, Boxing Talk 100, because that shit it's all right for boxing, but go after the best, you know what I'm saying? Go after the best. Don't just call out, you know what I'm saying, for what, you know, what y'all did. I understand that, but it's business after the day. Gary Antoine Russell. And I respect the Russells, but fight the winner, you know what I'm saying, that only makes sense as well. Or fight whoever, you know, has the other belts at 140. You know, Richardson Hitchens versus Gary Antoine Russell would be a phenomenal display for 2026. So yeah, that's just my take on it. You know, and like I said, you still got Shakur and you still got, you know, Tio right there as well, you know. So at 140, you know what I'm saying, these fights, you know, can be made. That's who the other champion is, Tio. WBO champion. So Tio got the belt. Gary Antoine Russell got a belt. Isaac Cruz and Lamont get to fight for a WBC championship. So there's some champions at 140 that's doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? Hitchens, Gary Antoine Russell, you know what I'm saying? And I forgot there's another belt holder over there, you know, at 140. Who is it? Lamont Roach. Richardson Hitchens, Gary Torn Russell, T.O. Yeah. So yeah, them pretty much your champions at 140, man. Let's just put it like that. But yeah, man, let me know what y'all think, man. You know, like I said, we got other fights, you know, Jake Paul and, you know, Anthony Joshua. I do got Anthony Joshua, you know what I'm saying, pretty much a sweep, you know what I'm saying, if he's able to do what he got to do and contain Jake. Jake needs to knock out. He got to be able to go on there and be confident and knock out Anthony Joshua. Boxing is, you know, for Anthony Joshua, he's been on this type of level, so he's going to be patient about picking where he want to, you know, to hit, you know what I'm saying, Jake Paul. And eventually, I think Jake Paul is going to give Jake problems, and he's going to fuck around and KO Jake Paul. But Jake Paul do got a chance, though. I'm not going to lie and say that he don't have a chance, but, you know, that's a 60-40 fight for Anthony Joshua with me, you know what I'm saying? So that's just my opinion on it, you know what I'm saying, my opinion on that fight, you know? Y'all go watch my last video. I already told y'all about, you know what I'm saying, T.O. versus Shakur. You know what I'm saying? I got T.O. You know, this is going to be the first time, you know, Shakur experienced, you know, that L. Give or take, you know, and I'm not disrespecting, you know, Shakur, because all the skills in the world, you know, phenomenal, you know what I'm saying, being able to fight, you know, who he fought in the past, but there's levels to the shit now. It's different. Theo is a whole different type of champion. I can see it as going a draw too. Either T.O.'s way, a draw. That's how I see it. T.O.'s way or a draw. Call it how you want to. TKO, knockout, unanimous decision, split decision. It's still going T.O.'s way. You know, Shakur got to go in there and knock out T.O. if you want to be able to be great. You know? If I'm judging, I'll be like, you know, to be able to go take these titles, you got to be able to put on phenomenal display and knock out your opponent. Go in there and put on a TKO victory or a TKO stoppage. This is how you go and be the champion. You can't just go in there boxing, because I feel like that's not going to be enough for Shakur. If he goes in there and try to just be, you know, it's going to be too close. They going to allow T.O. to keep his belt, you know what I'm saying, if Shakur don't step up and hurt T.O., you know, in many different ways. You got to be able to go in there and hurt T.O. I'm talking about hurting T.O. to the body, to the head, flash punches, catching T.O., beating T.O. to the punch. If you can't do that, Shakur, T.O. gonna smother you with body punches, and also being, you know, a firm, you know what I'm saying, straight, you know what I'm saying, sharp puncher. T.O. figures it out, you know what I'm saying, as being a true champion. He can bang, you know what I'm saying. He's damn near a switch type of puncher like Bud. That's the reason why he won't Bud so much. But I see T.O. T.O. know how to fight in both of his hands. So to me, he's like a switch type of puncher, you know, can bang right, can switch up left. You got to be able to see T.O. style. He's a banger, you know what I'm saying. He got great IQ. He got great landing, you know what I'm saying, great, you know what I'm saying, jab boxing skills. He got great defensive skills, great footwork, great head movement. Like, T.O. got it all. When we talk about this boxing shit, you know what I'm saying? And not alone Shakur, you know what I'm saying? This will make of a good fight, man. It's gonna be so close, man. I can see that as being a split decision draw. You know what I'm saying? It's going, and like I said, you know, T.O.'s way if, you know, Shakur don't come out and dominate. If Shakur don't come out and dominate, pick T.O. apart, catch T.O., land on T.O. all night. If you can do that, Shakur, you go in there and beat, you know, T.O. in unanimous decision victory. 12 rounds of a hard bout. You know what I'm saying? Being able to go in there and stop T.O. Shakur Stevenson. Boxing Talk 100. But yeah, man, go back to my last video, man, and check me out, man. And like I said, if you are new, man, just subscribe, man, and hit that like button, man, and comment at the bottom and let me know who y'all think about, you know, Isaac Cruz and Lamont Roach, you know, this fight coming up this Saturday. It's this Saturday, man, this Saturday. So it's going to be this weekend, man, you know what I'm saying? And it's going to be on Amazon Prime, you know what I'm saying? So That's gonna be a good night of boxing, man. You know, Saturday night boxing, whenever time it come on Prime. And let's go, you know what I'm saying? Isaac Cruz versus Lamont Roach. Let's go, you know what I'm saying? At 140, you know what I'm saying? WBC vacant belt. Let's go. Let's see who's gonna get this belt. You know what I'm saying? At 140, and let's see who's gonna be headed to, you know, unification matches, headed to Undisputed. That's what it's all about. Unification matches, whoever have belts, and making these championship matches heading to Undisputed. There can only be one at 140 when it's all said and done. But man, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. And like I said, it's a good, you know what I'm saying, Thursday, you know what I'm saying? I'm just sitting back before work, and, you know, I just want to bring y'all this video. But I hope y'all take y'all time and make sure y'all share this video, you know what I'm saying? And let's get it out there, you know what I'm saying? Boxing, man, we here, man. Boxing is here. This is what it's all about, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, hope y'all be able to enjoy. I will be giving a recap, you know what I'm saying, video of the fight, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm just anxious to be able to see how it play out. It's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a tough one, man. It's gonna be a tough one. But like I said, Isaac Cruz, he like that. That's all I'm gonna say to you. You know what I'm saying, Lamont Roach. Isaac Cruz like that. It's your boy K Smooth, man. Hope y'all enjoy my video, man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. You know what I'm saying? You know, have that joy, be happy. You know what I'm saying? Take y'all time and, you know what I'm saying, just take it easy. You know what I'm saying? We gonna have more videos coming soon. You know what I'm saying? Just check out your boy, man. And like I said, you know what I'm saying, we all got our different fighters that we love. So it's up from here on out. You know what I'm saying? It's up. But man, this your boy K Smooth, man. Hope y'all enjoy my video. And yeah, man, till next time. Till next time, man. It's the second time Murray has had an effective field goal percentage of 95%. BoxingTalk 100. Peace.